A lot of people think a new law only matters if it changes what drivers are allowed to do. That's not how this one works. What New Hampshire just passed quietly shifts risk, responsibility, and proof after a crash. And most people won't realize it until they're already dealing with an insurance company that's denying their claim. Here's the problem. When safety rules change, insurance carriers adapt immediately. They look for new ways to argue that an injury wasn't preventable, that damage was unavoidable, or that responsibility is unclear. The public usually finds out much later. This law affects how crashes are investigated, how fault is argued, and what evidence matters most after an accident. It also changes how quickly unsafe conditions can make it onto the road without any warning at all. If you're injured, that means you can no longer rely on assumptions. You can't assume a vehicle was safe. You can't assume a defect would have been caught. And you can't assume the insurance company is going to play fair just because the law changed. What I've seen over decades of handling injury cases in New Hampshire is this. Whenever a rule is relaxed, insurers become more aggressive. They push harder on causation. They challenge medical timelines. They look for reasons to shift blame. And that's why understanding the law before you're in a crash matters. Not after, before. This isn't about panic. It's about preparation. Knowing how the law works lets you protect yourself, document what matters, and avoid mistakes that can cost you real compensation later. And if you're already dealing with a crash tied to these changes, you need someone who understands not just the statute, but how it's actually being used in real claims. That's what we do at Buckley Law Offices. We don't wait for insurers to define the narrative. We build it first. If you have questions about how this new law affects your situation, or you want to understand your options before you speak to an insurance adjuster, reach out. The sooner you act, the more control you keep. Call Buckley